Weekend, a group of people called on others to go and arrest the police, members of the Peterborough Police Department. But in the end, it was some of those protesters who were arrested. At Peterborough's police station, an ordinary Monday. What unfolded here on Saturday was not. The weekly anti-government protest downtown took a twist after this woman, Romana Didulo, in the motorhome, called on people to arrest members of the local police.
They 100% believed that they could arrest the police, and I wouldn't be surprised if they tried again.
A group went to Peterborough Police headquarters, and some tried to carry out the wishes of a woman who calls herself the Queen of Canada. She's espoused anti-government, anti-vaccine views for months.
People really believe in what she says her followers do, to the point where they, quit paying their bills because she told them that they no longer have to pay them, and some are losing their homes.
Romana Didulo, the Queen of Canada, Queen Q, the Q woman who tells people what to do. As you mentioned in the back end of that little news report there, she told folks in the past to stop paying rent, stop paying bills, stop doing all of it. Don't participate in society and they'll just let you go. That's not working because people are in the dark and they don't have any jobs anymore. Things like that have happened, but they still listen to her. In this particular case, she told them to simply go and arrest police at the police department. I don't know if this is still about the vaccine or not, but it doesn't matter. She's got people that she's telling what to do out of a motorhome. Anyways, let's watch a little bit more about what she told people to do when it comes to getting rid of rent and all that stuff, because that was crazy. Watch.
I have a friend who the social services took her 5 children away. Rent, and she's in court. Rent is that when you cross over to the States, is that going to be ineffective?
It should be ineffective now, and if I have to bring the military in and the special forces to enforce, then I will.
She'll bring the special forces in to enforce. Okay, so back to what happened with the arresting to police. According to Peterborough police, officers arriving for their shift at about 4 o'clock found their path blocked by protesters trying to breach a secured entrance of the station. They attempted to take one of the protesters into custody when another one struck 2 officers. A third suspect was kicking the rear door at the station and struck an officer. In total, 3 men were charged with a variety of offenses, including mischief and assaulting an officer. That's crazy. I want you to imagine that picture in America. If somebody's kicking the back door of a police station while 2 more of your buddies are jumping on a police officer's back. And then try and think if you're gonna live to see the next 30 seconds of your life. Won't happen. But also, local Peterborough residents are mad about this whole stuff too. Let's listen to that.
Eventually, 2 of the protesters were arrested and held for a court appearance.
Not good, not good.
Many in Peterborough have grown tired of the protests.
Stupid.
But arresting the police is something new.
The obstruction potentially of the police movement throughout the police department is likely what caused the issue.
It's either insanity or it's treason.
But this University of Pittsburgh professor says this kind of government effort must be taken seriously, even if it appears on the fringes.
Jackson, does it appear on the fringes or is it absolutely the fringe?
Well, it's a possibility. We'll have to look a little deeper into it to figure it out. But I remember when I first kind of heard the argument for the sovereign citizen argument, without even looking into it, I was like, yeah, okay. So basically, just because you decide one morning that society's laws don't apply to you, I'm just not going to follow them. Argue that in the court of law, like, well, I'm technically my own person, so I can do what I want. But this woman actually saw this story a few days ago, and she apparently too, like she's apparently an alien from some like super advanced species, and with all this technological access. And she was doing a live stream, and she had to take a break because she had to go basically talk with foreign allies for a plan that was getting ready to be hatched. But she's nuts, and one of the things that every time I see stuff like this. While the internet gives us the power to have access to free information if you know how to think and know how to navigate that information, it also allows people like this to congregate in large numbers. You wouldn't necessarily see people who believe that the earth is flat or that, something like that. You wouldn't necessarily run into those people, but on online forums, you can run into millions of them.
I've always said, man, social media, it's like it does this good service, extra info and all that stuff, but it also allows many folks who maybe wouldn't have necessarily been radicalized or connected to insanity like this, they wouldn't have found it. And then We have events that come from that as well. And let's keep it real. Our politicians and pundits use it to a large extent.